Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2019 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF Grand Touring. This Miata RF is painted in machine gray metallic. Grand Touring models get leather seat upholstery, and this one has a black interior with red contrast stitching throughout. It does have smart key access. On the key fob, we have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic. Frameless windows. Power windows, locks, and mirrors. Both seats are manually adjusted. But now that we're behind the wheel, go ahead and start the engine, and along with Smart Key, it does have push button start. The Mazda MX-5, known in North America as the MX-5 Miata, is quite the legend. It was introduced in 1989 as an inexpensive two-seater roadster. It took inspiration from European sports cars from decades past, like the Lotus Elan and Triumph Spitfire. The Miata was an absolute smash hit, and it now holds the title of the best-selling two-seater sports car of all time. While the Miata has never been a particularly high-performance car, that's kind of the point, and why driving enthusiasts love it so much. For one, it's lightweight and has almost perfect weight distribution, so it is super nimble and fun to take around corners. And because of it not being too powerful, you can really wring out the engine and explore the power band without getting into too much trouble. All in all, the Miata is something you can have a blast driving without breaking the bank. And it's also a reliable daily driver. As of the 2024 model year, the Miata is currently in its 4th generation. This 2019 we have here represents the 4th and current generation of the Miata, codenamed ND, which was introduced for model year 2016. This generation was over 200 pounds lighter than the NC generation it replaced. In a collaboration with Fiat Chrysler, the ND Miata also provided the platform for a new iteration of the Fiat 124 Spider up until 2020. Anyhow, back to the ND Miata, it's had a few milestones throughout its run. For 2017, a new body style was introduced known as the RF, short for Retractable Fastback, which of course is what this one is. It's kind of like a Targa top, featuring a power retractable hardtop roof and those flying buttresses, owing to a fastback-like appearance. For 2019, the Miata got a power increase from 155 horsepower to 181. And for 2024, the ND Miata gets a facelift of sorts, with some lightly updated styling and some updated tech. The US market 2019 model year MX-5 Miata came in 3 trim levels. There was the base Sport, the mid-range Club, and the range-topping Grand Touring as seen here. The base Sport trim is exclusive to the soft-top models. 2 body styles were on offer, which were the standard soft-top Roadster and this RF hardtop. The sole engine for the 2019 Miata is a 181 horsepower 2-liter inline-4. As for transmissions, you had the choice between either a 6-speed manual or automatic, the former of which being what this one has. Rear-wheel drive is standard. So in the instrument cluster, there are 2 analog gauges. The rest is all digital, your fuel temperature gauges. And in this digital info display, you can go through it via this button on the steering wheel. Your trip A, trip B, your trip computers, average fuel economy, service info, It has a 3-spoke design, leather-wrapped, multifunctional steering wheel, has sport grips, red color contrast stitching, and has 4 controls. On this side you have your Bluetooth controls, voice command button, audio controls, and your information display controls. And on this side you'll find your cruise controls. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. You have your traction control toggle button along with your lane departure alert, climate vent for the driver. On this side is your exterior lighting stock. On this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have the touchscreen interface for your infotainment system. We'll go over the system more in a bit. Central climate vents, hazard light switch, push button ignition is right there. Right here we have single zone automatic climate controls. Very simple to use. You have your temperature, air conditioning, auto mode for the fan speed, and auto mode for the different zones. Recirculation, that kind of stuff. You have your passenger airbag indicator. This is the switch to raise or lower that power retractable hardtop. You also have 3-stage heated seats for both sides with these buttons to control that right here. You have 2 USB-A ports and an aux port and a little bit of storage. To engage reverse, press down and go all the way over. And entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. The parking brake is hand operated. Right here you have a set of physical controls for the infotainment system if you don't want to use the touchscreen. Center console, a little bit of storage. You have 2 cup holders and a lockable storage area right here in place of a traditional glove box. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors. Has an auto-dimming rear-view mirror with garage home link. Finally, here is that Mazda Connect infotainment system. So we'll go to applications. You have a traffic map. That's pretty cool. You can track your average fuel economy, that kind of stuff, and your vehicle status monitor. Warnings, and then you can go to your maintenance schedules. Entertainment. You have AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth audio streaming, plus a couple of apps like Pandora. Scan, seek track, all that radio stuff. And you have a bunch of shortcut, or what I'm saying, shortcut, it's sound settings right here. And then communication for Bluetooth pairing, I believe, that kind of stuff. Navigation, and we do have a navigation map in this car. This Grand Touring Trimlevel is a well-equipped little sports car. Move around there. Let's take a brief look at the navigation map. And then finally settings. And you have all sorts of stuff. Your safety settings, sound settings, I already showed you that, clock, vehicle, devices. Quite a lot of stuff. And then back to the home screen. But now we will roll down both the windows, both of which are automatic down, and we will lower the RF's retractable hardtop roof. It's a very easy operation. You don't have to mess with a latch manually. Just hold the switch. It only takes a few seconds, and it just beeps at you and lets you know it's done. The Grand Touring has a set of 17-inch 8-spoke dark silver alloy rims. Powering the MX-5 Miata is Mazda's Skyactiv G 2-liter naturally aspirated inline-4 engine. It has an aluminum block and head, as well as dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and variable valve timing. Horsepower is rated at 181 at 7,000 RPM, while torque is rated at 151 pound-feet at 4,000 RPM. Channeling that power to the rear wheels of this Miata is the standard 6-speed manual transmission. Running on recommended premium unleaded with an 11.89-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates are 26 mpg in the city and 34 mpg on the highway for manual transmission models. It has a double wishbone front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the car are 4-wheel disc brakes with vented front discs. Curb weight for a manual transmission RF is roughly 2,453 pounds. The fuel cap is on the driver's side. Dual exhaust. The Miata RF provides 4.48 cubic feet of trunk space. But anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2019 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.